This is the L2E Media Network, and this is Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Now, a little wounded, but he's still got a job to do this trip. I'm Harry Von Stuttgart, and here's Steve. Thanks, everybody. How y'all doing? Let me first remind you tonight that our bosom pal, the humble Minnesota lawyer by the name of what? Well, by the name of Nick Ricada. Ricada Law Channel's got a good show tonight. As guests live, and they'll be talking Kyle Rittenhouse and political prosecutions. So please join this show, midnight Eastern, 11 Central. But right now, we have a thing we got to do. It's called a sportscast. And it's going to be, once again, a short sportscast. We'll be on the air till midnight. Why? Because there's not much going on. Let's go to the scoreboard. And for that, we present, as always, William Hill Sportsbook Scoreboard, presented by William Hill Sportsbook. Let's make it interesting, but do it responsibly. Okay, let us get to... Hi there. Let's get to the scores. Let's start first with AAA action in the minor leagues. At the bottom of the fourth, it's Round Rock over Sacramento 4-1. Middle of the sixth, it is Las Vegas over El Paso 3-1. Just about to begin, Salt Lake and Tacoma. That's the makeup of the June 6th game. Okay, final scores: Scranton Wilkes-Barre over Worcester 11-3. Syracuse over Rochester 14-12. Jacksonville over Durham. Hi there, Jacksonville over Durham 7-6. Buffalo over Lehigh Valley 6-5. Gwinnett over Charlotte 11-10. Iowa over Toledo 6-0. And final score in 5 innings. Indianapolis beat Omaha 4-3. Oklahoma City over Reno 6-3. St. Paul over Columbus 9-5. Nashville over Louisville 5-4. Memphis over Norfolk 8-4. Albuquerque over Sugar Land 8-5. Salt Lake over Tacoma 3-2. And there's your AAA. Let's go now to AA. Beep beep. I'll give you scores of the games that are just continuing. In the bottom of the seventh inning, Wichita holds a 3-0 lead over Tulsa. Final score: Akron over Harrisburg 10-6. Binghamton over Altoona 4-3. Somerset over Richmond 6-5. Tennessee over Mississippi 10-2. Portland over Reading 3-2. Hartford over New Hampshire 5-2. Pensacola over Chattanooga 2-1. Montgomery over Biloxi 5-4. San Antonio over Corpus Christi 7-5. Midland over Amarillo 5-1. Arkansas over Northwest Arkansas by a score of 4-3. Frisco over Springfield 9-3. And the Rocket City Birmingham game was suspended at the top of the second. It'll be completed tomorrow, July 16th. Bowie versus Erie will also be made up as a twi-nighter. You can bet on that. Okay, let's go to the high A. Bottom of the fifth inning, Eugene over Spokane 9-2. Top of the fifth inning, Tri-City and Everett tied at 2. Bottom of the fifth, Hillsboro over Vancouver 6-2. Final scores: Wilmington beat Hudson Valley. In fact, they swept the Tri-Nighter. First game 2-1, Wilmington over Hudson Valley. The nightcap 3-2, Wilmington over Hudson Valley. Another double dip, West Michigan Whitecaps swept their double dip with Fort Wayne. First game 4-0, second game 5-0. Greenville over Asheville 13-0. Rome over Greensboro 6-0. Hickory over Aberdeen 7-6. Jersey Shore over Brooklyn 13-3. South Bend over Cedar Rapids in 10 innings 2-1. Lansing blanked Lake County 4-0. Great Lakes over Dayton 10-3. Bowling Green over Winston-Salem 7-2. Peoria over Wisconsin 4-3. Quad Cities over Beloit 5-3. That was your high A. Now let's go to the low A. Bottom of the seventh inning, Inland Empire over Rancho Cucamonga. Can we squirt that just a little tight, please? Thank you. I have to look down at the script here. And I don't want to disappear. Bottom of the seventh inning, Inland Empire over Rancho Cucamonga 7-6. Bottom of the fifth inning, Fresno blanking Stockton 10-0. Bottom of the fifth inning, it's San Jose 6, Modesto 2. Top of the fifth inning, Lake Elsinore over Visalia 5-3. Final in 8 innings. Well, first of all, let's just say Jupiter swept their double dip. First game, Jupiter over Fort Myers 2-1. Second game took 8 innings. Jupiter beat Fort Myers 9-2. Tampa over Lakeland 8-1. Palm Beach over St. Lucie 5-4. Fredericksburg over Lynchburg 10-1. Clearwater over Dunedin 3-1. Carolina over Kannapolis 7-3. Down east over Delmarva 9-3. Bradenton over Daytona 11-1. Myrtle Beach over Columbia 5-0. Fayetteville over Salem 10-4. Charleston over Augusta 6-5. And there is that for that. Let's give you some big old funski. Let's go to the news, shall we? And here we go. First off, the British Open began earlier today. Louis Oosthuizen has a one-shot lead over Brian Harman and Jordan Spieth of the U.S. with 5 under. 2 shots ahead of Dylan Frittel, Weeb Simpson, and Mackenzie Hughes and others at -4. Of course, you can catch all the action of the Open on NBC and Peacock and NBC Golf Channel. Okay, let's get you some headlines, shall we? The Chicago Cubs have started their trade deadline fire sale. The Cub has traded outfielder Jacques Peterson to the Atlanta Braves for first base prospect Bryce Ball. Both teams announced Peterson will help replace Ronald Acuna Jr. Thank you. Who went down with a season-ending knee injury last weekend. The 29-year-old Peterson is hitting .230, .300, and .418 with 11 home runs this season, including an uncharacteristic .218, .285, and .442 against righties. Now, for his career, the lefty-swinging Peterson owns a .236, .343, .495 batting line against righties and a .3, .278, and .314 line against lefties. He spent most of his career in right field. Braves are currently without Acuna and also Marcell Ozuna, who is out with a finger injury. Wonder what finger. And is awaiting an investigation under Major League Baseball's domestic violence policy following the Acuna injury. Atlanta was looking at some combination of Erie Adriana, Abraham Almonte, Orlando Acria, Guillermo Herrera, and Ender Inciarte in the field. Atlanta went to the All-Star break with a 44-45 record. They have not spent a single day over 500 this season, and they're 4 games behind the Mets in the NL East because the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres are so good. The division is likely the only way the Braves can reach the postseason. Wild card is now fallback. Cubs have lost 19 of the last 25 games to fall out of the NL Central race. They were expected to sell at the deadline, and the Peterson trade confirms it'll happen. Free agents to be like Javier Baez, Chris Bryant, Kyle Davies, and Craig Kimbrell are most likely to be moved prior to July 30th. This is true. Okay, let's go to the next one. From the National Football Police blotter, Richard Sherman was ordered to be released from jail Thursday following his arrest early Wednesday morning in a Seattle suburb. Reported by ESPN, Sherman was intoxicated and threatened to commit suicide during a confrontation with family members before he was arrested. The audio of the 911 call released by Cairo in Seattle, that's K-I-R-O, Cairo, Channel 7, is believed to be from Sherman's wife, Ashley Moss, and helps explain the events that led to the cornerback's arrest. The caller, identifying herself as Ashley Sherman, said Sherman was acting drunk, belligerent, and was threatening to kill himself. Sherman was displaying aggressive behavior and was sending text messages to people saying he's going to hang himself. During the call, police were asked not to shoot, as Sherman told the caller he would fight the police if they arrived. On Thursday, former San Francisco 49ers defensive back was released on condition, and he was not held on bail, according to CBS Sports and Odyssey Radio's Amy Dash. Sherman had to return to court when requested, cannot use drugs or alcohol, cannot possess firearms, and has a no-contact order with his father-in-law, but not his wife, Dash said. Sherman's lawyer was successful in his plea for immediate release after citing Sherman's lack of criminal history, his achievements in the NFL, his work in the community, and with charities. Now, according to Dash, the state is not asking for a burglary charge against Sherman, as it was downgraded to a charge of criminal trespass, which is a misdemeanor. What's important about this is that Sherman is no longer facing any felony charges. So there you go on that one. And that one-game winning streak for Team USA came to an end. The U.S. men's basketball team announced Thursday afternoon that Washington Wizards guard Bradley Beal will miss the Tokyo Olympics this summer as he entered the health and safety protocols at Team USA's training camp. Team USA is now in search for a replacement player. It is unclear how exactly Team USA's protocols or those that will be in place at the Olympics differ from the protocols the NBA has had in place during the season, but the Olympics are not in the middle of this pandemic as the number of positive cases continues to spike and rise in Japan themselves, and now Beal will not be there either. Grant's status with the team hasn't been determined yet, but he could also miss the Olympics if Team USA deems it necessary. Team USA still has games remaining in Vegas. They will play against Australia Friday and Spain on Sunday. The Olympics themselves will begin Sunday, July 25th, when Team USA takes on France. Games against Iran, the Czech Republic will follow, and then, assuming Team USA makes it that far, the single elimination stage will begin August 3rd. Beal is the first Olympian, but was an obvious choice after a spectacular season in which he came up just short in the race for the scoring title against Steph Curry. He is a three-time NBA All-Star that made his first All-NBA team last season. He won gold medals playing for Team USA's under-16 roster in the FIBA Championship and its under-17 squad in the World Championship. Now, with Beal missing the Olympics, Team USA is in an even more precarious position. Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton are still playing in the NBA Finals, so they have not joined the team yet. That will put even more pressure on the select team members currently in Vegas to contribute, especially if a couple of them need to be promoted to the permanent roster for Tokyo. So stay tuned. This is getting awfully good. Okay, let us get to our traditional Peter Gilmore portion of this broadcast, and that is, of course, the football scores. And by football, I mean soccer, and by soccer, well, you figure it out. Let's go to it. In Europa Conference League action, Ararat defeated Feyervar 2-0, and a total in goals of 3-1. Lipaja over Struga 4-1, in total goals 5-2. Lipaja. Gagara and Stucheska Nitzik tied at 1, but Nitzik wins on total goals 2-1. Kauno Zagros defeated Europa 2-0, and in Agrit, same deal, 2-0. Kuopio body slam Noah 5-0, total 5-1 in aggregate. Maribor over Uratu 1-0, aggregate 2-0. Sudova and Valmiera ended in a 0-0 tie, but total points, Sudova wins 2-1. Dynamo Batumi and Trey Penny played. It was 3-0 Batumi. In total, 7-0 Batumi. Santa Coloma wiped out Mons Calpe 4-0, and in total goals 5-1. St. Joseph and Livadia tied at 1, but in the totals of goal, it was Livadia over St. Joseph 4-2. Dilagori over Zilna 2-1. Zilna in total beat Dilagori 6-3. Partizani Tirana overtook Sfintul Georgi 3-2, in total 8-4. Honka made it simple 3-1, final score over Runovic. Honka in total 3-1. There you go. Petrokub Hincesti defeated Selks 1-0, 2-1 total. Hafnar Fjordur defeated Silgo Rovers 2-1. Aggregate, they defeated Silgo at 3-1. New Saints over Glentoran 2-0, in aggregate 3-1. Gurza United and St. Julia tied at 1 in aggregate. They still tied. So in penalties, Gurza United wins 5-3. Lacey 3, Puerto Rica 0, in aggregate 3-1 total. Lacey does it. Lapia and Shkupa tied at 1. Shkupa finally won it in aggregate 3-1. Puskas over Inter Turku 2-0. Puskas in aggregate 3-1. Domzal and Swift Hairspinage tied at 1. Domzal took it on aggregate 2-1. Larn over Ballatown 2-0. Bohemians, 1-0 in aggregate 2-0. Bohemians over Starman 3-0, aggregate 4-1. Drita Gillian 1-0 winner over Dekik 3-1 in aggregate. Drita does it again. La Fiortita and Birkinkara tied at 1, but Birkinkara got it in full with a 2-1 in aggregate. Spartak Trnava over Mosta 2-0, in total 4-3. Breidablik beat Racing FC Union Luxembourg 2-0, in total 5-2. Veliz Mostar over Coleraine 2-1. Boy, oh boy, you guys are really scroping me up here, aren't you? Yes, you are. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I got it. 2-1, 4-2 on aggregate. Mil Sami Orhi over Sarajevo 1-0, 1-0 in aggregate. Rijas Futbola Scola defeated Kleksvik 4-2, 6-5 on aggregate. Roarclaw over Pied Linamesinon 2-0, 4-1 on aggregate. Valencia Schroeder over Cherokee Bragg 3-0, 4-3 on aggregate. Mexico over in Gold Cup action was Mexico over Guatemala 3-0. Canada over Haiti 4-1. And that's it for that. We got time for one final lamp rot, and that is on our live thing where we bring you the world of baseball, ladies and gents, and we do so with eloquence. So let's do it, shall we? All right. In Nippon Professional Baseball in Japan, Nippon Ham Fighters, 6-2 winner over the Yorick Buffaloes. Kawano gets win for the Fighters. He's 2-1. Tajimi gets a loss for the Buffaloes. He's 5-5. Cebu Lions over the Gibalati Marines, 8-3. Takahashi gets the win for the Lions. He's 8-4. Ojima gets the loss for the Marines. He's 5-3. Yakult Swallows decimate the Omori Giants 11-7. Suarez with the win for the Swallows. 3-3 is his record. And Imamura gets the loss for the Giants. He's 2-3. Rakuten Gold Eagles over the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4-2. Kishi gets the win for Rakuten. He's 4-6. Higashihama for the Hawks gets the loss. He's 2-2. Yokohama Bay Stars over the Hanshin Tigers by a score of 4-3. Imanaga gets the win. He's 3-2 for the Bay Stars. Gunko gets the loss for the Tigers. He's 6-1. And the Hiroshima Carp beat the Chunichi Dragons 2-0. Morishita gets the win for the Carp. He's 6-4. Yanaji gets the loss for the Dragons. He's 7-5. And South Korea's Korean Baseball Organization didn't do much. We got a few minutes left. All their games got postponed. All right. And by the way, on Tuesday, YouTube will have the Orioles and Rays on YouTube Tuesday, but with a little twist. The MLB Game of the Week will have an all-female team calling the game. The game Newman, the Orioles radio play-by-play voice since last year. She also called a YouTube game last month. And Alana Rizzo with Heidi Watney and Lauren Gardner hosting the pre and post shows. So congratulations. And we can tell you right now that Maria Taylor is now this close from signing NBC. Not much more is in the bank, as it were, of report. Not much more to report on that. Speaking of reports, well, the Loom. Do we really have to do this? I guess so. We'll just say. Also, some breaking news. Team Penske and Brad Keselowski at the end of this year, of this season's NASCAR races, Brad Keselowski will be saying goodbye to Team Penske. No one knows where Keselowski will wind up, but I have a feeling, I think he might wind up with a team that's owned by a basketball player and a NASCAR racer. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But once again, this is big news, still breaking with race fans. Brad Keselowski saying goodbye to Team Penske after this season. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for us on a sports shortened edition of the Sports Final. We will be back tomorrow with our regular show. I do mean regular. We'll have the NBA Finals update. We'll also tell you how next week could really be interesting if you're a fan of either Rachel Nichols or Maria Taylor, and something of a problem for ESPN. We'll divvy up all that and a whole lot more. It's a Friday fiesta of sports. It's all back. And so are we. Full hour of power tomorrow night, 11:35 Eastern, or right after the NBA Finals. So get ready for that. We We'll be back then. But for now, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley saying that this has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and the kind and benevolent L2C Sports folks and YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great night on the West Coast, on the East Coast. Have a great morning. Happy weekend, everybody.